Meanwhile, the Corzine administration has picked a route to expand the PATCO high-speed rail line farther into South Jersey. But the estimated $3 billion price tag has set off some warning signals. As South Jersey Bureau Chief Kent St. John reports, questions still remain over who will or even can pick up that tab to move the project down the line.
The State Office of Smart Growth has preliminarily chosen a route between Gloucester City and Glassboro for the expansion of the PATCO high-speed line. The agency says the choice would ease highway congestion and serve a number of Gloucester County communities. Other choices are also under consideration. They include Route 42 and 55, Interstate 676, and the Atlantic City Expressway. The head of the agency says the alternative routes also meet one or more goals of the state's plan for growth. They stress their choice is just a recommendation submitted in a report that has to be approved by the State Planning Commission.
We are ready to work with whichever towns are affected by the final choice. However, when you look at the choices that go through the existing cities and towns, they match the goals and policies of the state plan the closest.
Governor Corzine has committed $500 million for the project that could cost more than $3 billion.
The majority of the costs of the project will depend upon federal funding. Our concern isn't mainly where the financing comes from. Our concern is that when you make an investment of this magnitude, that it's made in a manner that gets the best effect for the investment.
But John Mathewson, the head of the Delaware River Port Authority that operates PATCO, says he was not surprised by the choice. He questions the timing. Mathewson says it's securing federal dollars for the expansion he is most concerned about.
We're examining 5 different alternatives. We're weighing things like demographics, the cost to operate, the capital investment that's necessary, the demographics of the region, the potential ridership. All those things get weighed into a final number. And when you evaluate that, then you find out whether or not you were even qualifying for federal funds.
The DRPA has to compete with 100 other projects nationwide that are vying for a portion of the $1.6 billion in federal money.
When it's decided which, if any of these, meet the guidelines of the federal government, then we'll use that alternative to apply for federal money. Now, it's possible that at the end of this entire scenario, none of the alternatives could qualify for federal funding, or all of them could. We have to examine then, at that point in time, what makes the most sense for South Jersey.
It's also not clear who would oversee the project, the New Jersey Department of Transportation or the Delaware River Port Authority. That could also depend on funding. Former head of New Jersey DOT, Chris Calori, says Governor Corzine is committed to expanding mass transit. The administration is hoping President-elect Obama feels the same.
I think if we do our homework right as New Jersey residents and submit a project that is meaningful, that makes economic sense, I think we'll be able to compete with all the other states.
It's all about the procedure, and the procedure dictates which line will eventually be chosen here in South Jersey. So we need to go through the procedure. It'll be finished by the first quarter of 2009. And at that point in time, I'm going to suggest that you and I are going to have another conversation, and we'll be talking about where we're headed next.
Kent St. John, NJN News, Trenton.